So today I will showcase you one of my newest acquired machine. So far I have 7 machines in my collection, and this is my last one, supposedly. And this is my first all metal zigzag sewing machine that I owned. So I would like to show you close up this machine, which is Singer 224, and the designated letter for this machine is 224U, which means it was made in Japan during the late 60s. From the manual it says this was made in the 1967, so you can see that this machine has a very 60s look on it. The design, the look, the front piece, and this is made from heavy iron, I believe. It's very heavy. If you own a Singer 9191, this is as heavy as that. It's very very heavy. um so yeah, this was marketed as a travel model, specifically mine. Sometimes they were sold in cases, as straddles and motorized too, and it even has hand crank version of it. So I'm going to show you the features of this machine first. As you know, it has the standard stop motion clamp. This is the automatic direct bobbin winder. It stops when it's full, and this machine uses class 15 bobbins, and this is the vintage one. It has notch on it, so you must use a vintage metal class 15 bobbin, or it can also use the plastic ones. This is the bobbin winding thread tensioner. This is of course the stitch length level. The largest stitch for this machine is 6 per inch, and the smallest is 20 per inch. For satin stitching you can go beyond that. The line is neutral line, and if you go upwards it goes to reverse. So this machine can reverse too, which is very neat. This is what Singer called the bite control, or the stitch width. It goes from 0 to 5, which equals to half a centimeter or 0.5 millimeter. This is the needle positioning knob. So right now it is at the center. It goes to the right and it goes to the left. Hold on. Yep, you can see much better now. Yeah, voila. And this is, besides zigzag and straight stitching, the machine also does decorative stitching by the means of cams. Let me show you. Singer company uses a few types of cams, and this is the earliest version of it, which is the flat black disc type A cam, which is used with the Singer 306, 316, 319, 320, 338, if I'm not mistaken, 348 too, and the later 90s models such as the 974 and so on. A lot of machines use this kind of cams. They are available in, if I'm not mistaken, around 31 or 32 types of stitches for this kind of cam. So this is the standard thread tensioner. This is the one that can be calibrated, and this is a plastic one. I believe the original that came with the machine was metal one, but this is as good as the metal one. Yeah, the 60s one is much better than the later 80s or 90s, if I'm not mistaken. I have an example here. This is the one that came with the later machine, which is fully plastic. Not so easy to calibrate on your own, so you might need to find some special way to deal with this. And of course, this is the standard general foot. This is needle bobbin cover, needle plate, and this uses the class 15 bobbin case, which is the 1 o'clock finger version, which is standard across a lot of brands besides Singer. And the bobbin area is easy to get access. You can open this, clean up your hook and the shuttle. I have to say that this machine makes very quiet, the machine is very quiet. What I'm trying to say is, It's not as noisy as the old class 15 machines, which I'm very thankful for. So let me show you how to do the threading and bobbin winding. So for this part, I'm going to show you the internal side of the machine, because this machine is a classic. It doesn't open up from the top. Instead, it still have this back plate for access in order to do maintenance or cleaning. So I will show you by turning this screw and then turning this plate upwards. Hold on. Oh yes. You can lock it. Great, so it won't move. Let me open up the flash. Voila. It's a bit dirty, so I hope you can excuse me for that, because I don't really know how to clean it from the inside. But I can show you the inside of this machine. You see the bite knob, which is turned, is metal. This shaft, its guide, it's metal. Hold on, let me focus on this. Yes, so you can see the bike control moves there, and the mechanism is metal, and you can see that this is the cam gear. You can see as it turns, the cam gear moves too, and it's all metal. It's very simple actually. If you see the mechanism, it's simple than the other models like 401 or 403. Basically it's simpler, and possibly we can access everything from the back instead of taking the top off, which is very interesting. So now I will show you the attachments after I close this. Mention that in the front side of your sewing machine bed, this knob is a feed drop knob, so you are able to mend your clothes, to take down your feed dogs, so you can do darning, embroidery. So it makes this machine very versatile. So I purposely put some metallic paint marking here to show that on the left position the dogs will go up, and I do observe the condition of the feed dogs. As I turn this knob to the right, you can see that it goes down and it goes back again. So it's very useful. You can do a lot of stuff with the feed dogs down. Start with winding the bobbin first. I have here is a standard class 15 bobbin, and it has the typical notch. See? So since I have quite a few colors in my bobbin collection, I'm just going to show you the method by winding a bobbin from another bobbin. So enjoy the video first when it comes to winding. So as usual, put your thread spool here. This is the vertical one. I have a thread guide here which I made on my own. This is good for cross wound thread spool, because thread spool, those cross wound thread spool are meant to be driven horizontally, because if you put it upwards without any thread guide, it will put extra tension to your sewing, so your sewing will turn out a bit not neat as usual. So for bobbin winding, put it through the first thread guide here. You cannot see clearly because I painted this thread guide into black. Originally this machine came to me in beige or tan, you can call it, but it was very dirty and there's a lot of chipped paint, so I repainted it into black. Besides that, this machine originally came from Japan in two variations, which is the black gold and the brown beige color. So I think the black and gold is much more prettier, I think. So put your thread through this tensioner here. This is specifically for bobbin winding, and then put your bobbin at the winder, making sure that the notch on the spindle goes to the bobbin. If there's no gap in between them, push it downwards. Make sure your bobbin goes next to the stopper here, or else it won't turn. So as usual, put some thread around the hole, give some extra maybe half an inch or an inch trail, and then you can wind your bobbin as usual. Oops, slipped. Voila. If you have problems with bobbin getting wound unevenly, you can adjust the position of this thread tension for bobbin winding down here. There's a little screw, just loosen it and then you can move and see how even it gets on the bobbin. This is common with standard Singer class 15 machines, so it's the same. So continue on, and we are done. If you don't know how to insert your bobbin into the bobbin case, I will show you. So this is your wound bobbin. So the thread goes counterclockwise from your right hand, and then this is your bobbin. Make sure the finger goes downwards. Put the bobbin inside. Make sure the thread that you pull upwards goes into this slot, and then pull it downwards into this slit. Pull it hard until you hear a click and the thread goes out from this hole. To check the tension, you can pull the string and then let it hang. If it hangs nicely, the tension is correct. If it drops, then the tension is off, and if it's too tight, you cannot pull it easily. Voila. So this is how you see the tension for the bobbin. Let me show you how to insert this. Put your bobbin case here. The spindle of the shuttle goes into the hole of the bobbin case. Make sure the finger goes to this notch upwards. Push it there and push it until it clicks. Voila. Make sure your thread is all out from the bobbin cover, and then I'll show you the threading of the top thread. So I wound a red thread just now. For this demonstration, I will use white thread. So as usual, put your thread. I'm using a cross wound thread, so I use a thread stand, and you should too. So it goes to the first thread guide, and then it goes through this tension disc. This machine comes with 3 tension discs, so you can use either one. Make sure your presser foot is lifted, because there's no tension, and you can pull the thread easily between the disc. And then once you go through the disc, you will go near the spring, hold your thread here, and then pull it until it clicks, and then go behind the thread guide. I think you cannot see here because this thread guide I painted it in black too. And then next, go through the take-up lever, 3rd thread guide, 4th thread guide. Let me show you, closer look. After your 4th thread guide, this is another thread, the last thread guide, which is on the needle bar. Make sure it goes through. You see here, and then you can see from the needle plate there's an arrow, and this shows that this machine threads its top thread from the front of the needle to the back of the needle. So let me show you. Voila, it goes from front to the back. So you might as well just raise your bottom thread. Let me show you a fascinating sight on how the thread hooks up. So we are using white thread to the top. Turn your bobbin wheel towards you until the needle goes down. The hook will pick up the top thread. It will go through the bobbin case, through the finger, and it will hook up the red thread from behind, and you pull it upwards. Voila, the bottom thread is raised. Now I will show you the test stitching. Yep, I'm using 2 layers of plain cotton here. I think it's about average weight. With this fabric there are a few seams. These are flat fell seams, so it goes through different kind of thickness as it sews. So I will show you how it does straight stitching first. Put your presser foot down. Alright, so I will put my stitch length level at 8 per inch, 8 stitches per inch. I will show you the reverse part of it, and twist your knob to 0. Originally this machine comes with comes with numerical letters here, but since I repainted this, I cannot do the lettering again, so I just put these small black dots here, small black stripes here to show the figure. So it's from 0 to 5. 0 means straight stitching. So we'll start, and my tension currently is at 4, I think. Yeah, standard will be 4. You can go higher if you are using thicker material, or you can go lower for lightweight material. So I will say around 4. Let's see how it goes. If you are new at sewing, you need to turn the hand wheel first so that the needle goes down in the fabric first, then you press the foot pedal, so you don't get shocked with the speed of the machine in case your motor is very powerful. That was successful. Let's see the test stitching. Stitching size is nice. This is the bottom of it. You can see the white dot, so that means your top thread tension is a bit loose, because we can see the top thread here. So what we do is we raise the tension a bit, maybe 4.5. This is my guide here for your information. Let's test again how it goes now. Put your presser foot down, start again. Let's see how it looks now. This is the top view. This is the bottom view. See? Much less of a white dot here. This is how you adjust your stitch quality. Let's see, you might notice that some of the stitching don't really look straight. I think this is likely because this machine is a swing needle machine, so the presence of a cam might affect that. What I would do is actually take off the cam before you do your straight stitching, and put it again once you really want to use the zigzag. So I won't take it off now, because I will show you how it zigzags. Let's test a white zigzag. I'll go to 0.5 at 8 stitches per inch. Stitches looks great from the top, and this is the bottom. You can see the white thread shows at the bottom. What you can do is raise your tension again. Let's test again at number 5. Let's see how it goes. Looks great from the top. Let's see from the bottom. You can still see some white dots, or although the tension is at number 5. So what does this mean? Usually for normal sewing, 4 and 5 is considered the optimum pressure. So what you can do is you might want to set again your bobbin case tension. Since I'm not going to do that now, but that's what you might want to do if you want to have your perfect pressure through thread tension. So it's okay, I will skip that. I'll show you how satin stitching goes with this machine. For satin stitching, you just push the lever beyond 20 stitches per inch and turn the lever to the right so you can lock your stitch per inch. See? And let's see how the satin stitching goes. I see that there is still some gap. If you want a closer satin stitching, push it a bit more upwards, and let's see how it goes. Now it's much more close. You can see here I've already have a skip stitching here. The reason is because I'm using a size 13 needle right now, sewing through 2 layers of cotton. Let's say if you want to avoid this, because satin stitching is usually done on lighter weight fabric, you might want to change to a thicker needle, or you might want to do your satin stitching on a lighter weight fabric, and you will avoid this. And you see, because this went to a thick seam, the stitches got too close instead of the actual sizing here. So this is just a stitch tips for you. So now you've seen this machine. I want to give you a peek of what drives the zigzag mechanism. Basically, this is a swing needle. Basically, the needle swings, the needle bar swings from left to right. You can see here. More modern or different kind of zigzag machine, they will have a bracket that clamps the needle bar and moves it left or right. See? And the proof you can see is from the needle hole on the needle pleat. For this kind of mechanism, you can see the hole is straighter. For the machines that use the bracket to hold the needle bar, the hole is a bit curved. So let's see how the mechanism works here. I'll show you once more with a better view. Looking great. I just want to share you another wonder of this 224U machine is that it can also does twin needle stitching, which is very good. You can practice it to put some decoration on your project, you know. And I have here is the standard Schmetz twin needle here. um, I have some other kind of needle inside, but the one with the red tab is the Schmetz one, and this is I got for the gap between each needle is 2.5 millimeter. For this machine, since the maximum width is only 5 millimeter, I would suggest you get a closer gap twin needle, maybe 1.8 or 2.0, so your stitching will look much denser and neater on your project. But if you follow closely to the 224U's manual, it stated that this machine only takes size 306 times 25 or 1, if I'm not mistaken, which is the same needle used by Singer's 306. But we all know that that kind of needle is very hard to get. So this machine, since it takes class 15 bobbins, it can also take the standard 15 times 1 needle and the standard 130/795H kind of needle. So this is basically the standard twin needle that other brands of machine use for twin needle stitching. But what you will encounter is that if you open your shuttle race here, take off the cover, this is your shuttle. You will turn your hand knob here, your hand wheel, sorry. If you let me zoom in very well, so you can see that the point of the needle, when you use a standard twin needle for your first time, the needle point will hit this spring cushion on the shuttle driver. If your machine's shuttle driver is protruding, but the solution for this is that you can grind off a little bit of that spring cushion. It won't affect your stitching and it will avoid the needle point from hitting the spring cushion here. So practically you can use standard twin needle with this machine now instead of finding the 306 times 1 size needle, which is very scarce to find. So there you go. This is the little solution that I came about when I got this machine for the first time. So I hope you enjoy. I will put a few series of videos after this. When I use few kinds of attachments, including twin needle stitching. So I hope you enjoy my first video on my recent acquisition of this lovely all metal machine. Thank you.